I got my little MIG welder here, and I've got my little setup. I made this out of a shopping cart, but I got it held on here with a piece of rubber and nothing really holding it in the bottom. It keeps falling off, and I was going to make a bracket, put that on a little better. And I got this Sears cleaned up good here. Turns out that what this is this runs from about 40 amps to 105 on a low setting. You put it on a high setting, it's 100 amps to 220 or 230 amps. So I found actually a set of instructions on it. It's a 1960 era welder. So I was going to put it here in my corner, but this handle on it's keeping it from sliding back in there. I got plenty of cable. I got about 10 or 15 feet of cable. So I'm just going to cut that off, cut that handle off there. Somebody welded it onto the case and make it where it's a foldable handle. And then I can push this one in there. And so while I was doing it, I decided I'd just fix a decent bracket on this one. And clean it up. This was just a fast and nasty deal I did. I'll clean this up and fix it good, and then I can cut those handles off of there, so I can slide that another 2 foot back in there, and then this one will slide right up in front, and I have both of my welders right here with close to my 220 plug. So that's the deal for today. Try to sort my welders out. Well, that's at the low settings, which is 80 amps on that rod, and it looked like it was filling pretty good, but it didn't. So I'm going to make another pass on that. That's not quite 1/4 inch, probably 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to bump the setting up a little and give it another shot. Hard to break an arc. And you can tell I'm getting a lot of slag down in there. It's just really not hot enough to penetrate well. I'll try to clean that out. I'm going to bump it up about 30 amps and see what happens. I had it set on about 40 amps. It just wasn't enough. This is 90 amps here. Made it pass across there. You can see it's starting to melt in pretty good. So looks like, normally that would be about right, 90 amps. 40 was just too little, but we'll just leave it on 90 amps here and try to put another piece on it. 90 was a little too hot for this thick of metal, but it burned in good. Melted it, so probably another 10 amps less would be good. 90 worked okay for there because I was going through another weld. So it looks like I would just look at that metal and say probably about 80 amps. 90 is a little bit too much for it, but it's penetrating good enough for what I'm after. Well, there we go. Little welder stuck under the cabinet. My other welders pushed in there. All lines up with the air compressor. So that gave me quite a bit of space there, and it's nicely packed away. I got to get some shelves. That's what I decided to do today, is try to organize this mess a little. If I just keep working on stuff, I'll never get done. truck is good enough. I got to do something. The carburetor's running not quite right. I was just sitting there eating lunch, looking at the AMX, and you know, I'm so close to painting it. I really need to get on it. My little rollaway tool cart worked good here. So I need to get rid of that table. I've got a piece of plywood. I've got a lot of basic empty space right there. I can put that table on there. I've got some stuff behind the chair there I can put on the wall. This is my derusting station with just soda and battery charger. It takes stuff off right to the black metal. I cleaned up a whole bunch of tools and stuff. That's an old boomer. It's about done. Of course, I got my air conditioner here. I've got a good aluminum tank there for a street rod I didn't use. It only holds 10 gallons. But anyway, I can get this table cleaned up. I got most of the tools off of it now. And I've got a good piece of plywood. I'll make me a top for it. And I'll get it over there and I'll put those shelves up on the new wall. Score. Little gift. I don't even have any idea what brand this is. It's got a sticker on it here. Don't have my glasses on, but it's an old one. Made of cast iron. Got to weigh 150 pounds anyway. Good drill press. Looks like about a horse motor, horse and a half. I guess I could post a will it run video, but I know for sure it'll run. That's a big chuck. Looks like probably half-inch chuck. But I'll have to rig me up some kind of a table and put on it, or put it on it, and clean it up and oil everything, get it to working right. Needs a belt. I think I got some fan belts somewhere hanging on a wall. If not, I'll just go buy one. But that's going to be a good deal. And I kind of got in the middle of this. Got my table sort of built. I'll put it over here and screw these boxes to the wall and get this shop organized a little bit more. And we'll just press on today, see what I oiled up. This stuff moves. I got this pretty clean. I cleaned the teeth up here on the spindle, and a lot of rust in it. I'm going to take a wire brush and clean this up and down teeth up here, and we're just going to start cleaning up everything to bare metal. But I do have stuff loose and it's trying to go up and down. That chuck is frozen, but I can clean that up. But it's going up and down into the drive good. I'm just going to take a power drill and a wire brush and start cleaning all this stuff up. I don't even care if that motor works. I can put another motor on it. Just get this thing ready for some oil, and once I get everything working, then I'll put another coat of paint on it. I found a can of yellow paint here. back in the junk pile. I got an old boomer out. It was coated with rust. I derusted it with electrolysis and painted it, so it looks pretty good. All its glory. This is really cheap paint. Got a lot of, I forget what you call that, fisheye all over it because it had some silicone that was in my cleaner. But I painted it up real good. Masked the stuff. Turned out that this is a good Baldor motor. And it's a jet 15-inch drill press. A jet is a Chinese model, but they're pretty good quality. It's an older one, so you know, stuff that came from Japan quite a while ago was better than some of this cheap Korean stuff and Chinese stuff. Anyway, it's a workable drill press. I cleaned up all of the threads and everything, so the stops work good. Had some chrome left on the handles, and so it cleaned up pretty nice. I haven't even checked the motor yet. I had pulled the switch off the other side, and since the switch was off, I decided I might as well just paint it. Use up that can of yellow paint there, and that looks pretty good. This rusty cast iron, I haven't cleaned that up yet. I think what I'll do is clean that up and paint it a good Rust-Oleum primer. Anyway, while I wait for this to dry, I'll put the switches and stuff back on it, and I've got a plug I found there, and plug it in and see if the motor even works. Use some masking tape here for a quickie. It looked like up in the switch black was ground, so I'm running it through this circuit breaker extension here. We'll just see if I got it hooked up right. It'd blow it right away if it did. Looks like it's got power. And I found an old belt. I think I might have it too tight. And put all the switch back. Let's see if this thing will run. How about that? Switch is not the best, but it is working. Quiet little rascal. See, quite a bit of stuff is starting to come off that belt. And we're got motion. It's actually a pretty quiet little drill press. I'll probably fabricate some kind of a protector there, but I'm not really worried about sticking my fingers in it. I'm a little smarter than that. Let's see if what we got here in a way of, well, the belt's not too bad right now. Nice and snug. It's getting a little warm. I'll just let it run for a while. It'll do whatever that belt's going to do. Anyway, little drill press seems to work pretty good. That chuck is froze up, and I don't have a key for it. So it's probably a metric key. I got a bunch at home. I'll just bring some big keys down. In the meantime, I can use a rod and a screwdriver or something and try to put a bit in it, see if I can drill something. That's what I'll do. I'll lower that thing down and see if I can put a bit in it. Here's a 1/2 inch bit. That's about 1/8 of an inch metal. I didn't have a chuck key, but I got it pretty tight. Like nobody's business. Run out on it, very little. You can tell by looking. Kind of hard to tell with a bit. But up here on a shank, I don't know, maybe 5 thousandths. Not much. Let me find a new hole there, and I'm gonna give it some force. Yeah, it's recording, so I'm gonna really shower down on it now. I managed to get it to lock up, and it looked like the chuck was actually spinning there for a second. But that's on our low speed, but it didn't seem like it bogged that motor down at all. And I know by experience that this thick of metal, when you go through, it'll really just about twist your arm off place. And I'm going to give it some pressure again and watch what it's doing. Got some nice chips. Right where it would have hung up, it pulled it off nice. I'm probably not giving it enough feed because the chips are still silver, but it's boring through the 1/8 of an inch plate real easy. And nice switches here. Well, I'm going to go see if I can find a thick piece of metal and try it on that. Mr. Drill Press is in and working. It was a pretty good job to get it up there. Actually, it needed over a little more, but I could put all my bits there. And it's done. Got my little table over here. That's really terrible. I need to put a better top on it. And that's not going to stay here. I had that tool chest over there. But that's a pretty sturdy bench there. I use that for grinding and this and that. Anyway, Mr. Drill Press is up. I got all of this area here clear. Yeah, sweep my junk out. And that'll be done project for today. There we go. Got the place cleaned up. Swept out. All of that area right there that's empty now was just full of junk. But got my drill press in. I'm going to have to do something with that big table back there. It's just holding nuts and bolts and pieces now, mostly MX stuff. I need to put some more shelves in. Get rid of that. I need to have a little skinny workstation all the way back so I can get 2 cars in here and get some of my rollaways and stuff. Get the rollaway there and probably move this and get that rollaway right in the middle or on the end. But I need to start getting all this trash out of here. A lot of work on that truck, but it's kind of done. So now it's just a matter of getting rid of stuff that moving it around to where I got some room.